Hey there, I'm Mary Susie from Bead Me a Story, and today I want to show you how to make this absolutely adorable butterfly mask holder. It goes onto your glasses. The reason I make these is for people who have hearing aids or who just don't like having the mask go around their ear. This is a nice way to get around it. The reason I am making these is because we happen to carry rubber O-rings, and this size rubber O-ring is a 20 millimeter size. These are available on my website if you want to do your buttons in a different way. But this was a real challenge for me. You may have seen that I put out a video previously, and the real challenge was getting the holes big enough to fit the rubber O-rings through. So I found a way to do that, and I'm selling these in pre-cuts now, so you can have them pre-cut with these very large holes in them, so that when you shrink it down, it's gonna fit the O-ring without any problem at all. And I think that this butterfly is absolutely adorable, and it'll look super cute on your glasses, on the sides of your glasses. So even when you're not wearing a mask, it's a nice decoration on the side of your glasses. So I'm going to be doing this color series for the video. So this is going to come with a burgundy O-ring, and we're using all sorts of different colors of oranges with little dots of blue and seafoam green. But I just wanted to show you a couple other colors just so you can see and get really creative. I won't be selling this smaller butterfly. I'm not real confident in the edges that it's going to hold up over time. So it's really cute, but that was trial and error. And I will have some round ones. So you see, this was the pink color range, and then this one is the purples. And you can do this either way. You see, you get more of a texture on actually this back side, and this was the shiny side, so you just kind of see the pattern through it. So we're going to be doing a tweed pattern today, and I'm going to show you how to do that with Prisma color pencils. You can also use permanent ink stamps with Shrinkits, and you can also use permanent markers, non-water-based permanent markers. So archival inks or alcohol inks will do just fine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started making our super cute butterfly. Okay, so to start coloring in my butterfly, first I've picked out my Prisma colors. I've got black. This is just going to be for the center of the body. We have Spanish orange, poppy red, which is a very orangey red, goldenrod, and orange. Okay, so we'll be using all four of those. And like I said, the first thing I want to do is just color in the body. I'm just gonna try and connect up as best I can here. And the reason I want to do this black part first is so that as I'm coloring in with the oranges, if I accidentally go over top of this part, it really doesn't matter. And the other thing to keep in mind too is you see where the holes are, and this is where our O-ring is going to eventually cover. So you really don't have to worry about that area too much, because it's going to be covered up partially. So we just want to give the impression of the body. Okay? So it doesn't really matter what color that you start with, but I think I'm going to start with the darkest color, which is the poppy red. And so I'm trying to create some texture on this. Okay, so I'm just going to create lines. Try and keep them evenly spaced, but ultimately this is going to get shrunk down, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm just going to continue with these lines. I'm not going to film all of this, but I'll start shooting again when I start the next color. Okay, so we're continuing to make our tweed. So the next lines I'm going to do are going to go this way. So I've turned it on its side. Next I'm going to use orange. sometimes I like to just fill in these little areas and then come back in with the stripes on the larger areas. But you can see now we have kind of just a checkerboard going on with our colors. Okay, so we're going to continue on with the orange, and then again I will come back when I'm on to my next color. Okay, so we're done with our orange, and the next color I'm going to start using is goldenrod. So now we did our vertical and our horizontal stripes, so now we're going to start with diagonal stripes along this. And again, we're trying to create a beautiful tweed butterfly, giving it the appearance of a fabric. Okay, so we'll just continue. It does get more difficult to see what's happening in your pattern, so just do the best you can. Try and make sure you fill it in the best you can, and at times if you need to, you can always lift it up and maybe look at the other side and see if you can see it a little bit better there if you lose your place. Okay, so now I'm going to start with our last color, and this one is going to be Spanish orange. I just want to make sure you realize you don't have to use the same colors I'm using. I wanted to make a orangey kind of monarchy butterfly for this, and I wanted to make it in a tweed and show you how to color a tweed with colored pencils. So this is what I used. And just as a reminder, our last stripes were going this way on the diagonal, so now we're going this way on the diagonal. So we've basically done 4 different directions, and those are crisscrossing over each other. You see, this gets a lot easier. You get a lot faster as you go along. The more you practice this, the quicker you can do these lines. And again, nothing has to be perfect. You know, kind of want an unevenness to this pattern going on, and you want that pretty crisscross of colors. Okay, so that is our full pattern colored in. And now, as you know, with the tweed fabric, you would have a little threads sticking out here and there. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out some colors to make our little threads with. So I went ahead and picked out light aqua and blue slate. I want this to contrast just a little bit so that you actually see the little extras. And as you can see, you know what, I'm not sure I filled in this part. So if you see you missed a spot, go back in. Okay, so you know, the little threads in tweed, they could be going up and down, they could be going sideways. You're not going to be able to color you know, super perfect lines on this at this point because it's so filled up with colored pencil. So we're just going randomly, and now I've got my blue in there. Okay, so just, you know, here and there, spread it around. This is a tweed effect, so, you know, there are no set rules to it. Okay, so here you go. And of course, you're going to want to make 2 of these. You have a pair of these, so you know, if you want to do the lines on one and then move to the next one, make sure that you get both of your butterflies done. But I think we're ready to shrink this now, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my butterfly down in my box. Believe it or not, I preheated this box this time. Your first shrink of the day when you're using your box, the box isn't heated yet, so it tends to take a little bit longer. So I went ahead and preheated it, so our butterfly will shrink a little bit faster. You can see it. I just have a popsicle stick to hold it in place. And here we go. So of course the heat tool is going to make a lot of noise, but this is only going to take just a minute. And basically I just want to kind of hold it in place in the middle to avoid it folding up on itself. I like to flip it over just so it can flatten out more easily, and I try and avoid getting divots into it. So I am going to flip it again in just a second here. You can wear heat gloves. Now the other thing I'm looking at right now, I want to see which side I like the best, and I definitely love the side that I actually colored on. I can see all the texture coming out in it, so I think that's the side that I want to use. Okay, so I'm done with my heat gun, and real quickly here, what I want to do is take my hot butterfly, and I'm going to lay it onto this dowel. Okay, so basically I went to Michael's and I got myself a whole pack of dowels because a lot of times we're doing the foldovers and things, and you want to bend your materials around something, and so that gave me a variety of sizes. So like I said, you can get that at Michael's. But see how beautiful our butterfly is, and I'm not sure if you can see how much texture we actually have on the top here, but it actually really has an absolutely beautiful texture. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to put the O-ring through so we can attach this to our glasses. Okay, so I've gone ahead and chosen for myself. I picked out a burgundy O-ring. So to put the O-ring through the butterfly, you just kind of squeeze it in half and push it through one hole, and then leave yourself plenty of room, because you're gonna need to squeeze it in half and put it through the other hole. I think you'll find these holes are just about perfect size to work with. Okay. And so that's what our little butterfly is gonna look like. And I brought in a pair of sunglasses. I just want to make the point, you know, you don't have to be wearing regular glasses. These will work great on sunglasses too, if you're doing some kind of outdoor event. So just to show you, I'm going to push these onto here, and I'm going to push them on. It is a little tough to get on. You want to be careful you don't break your the side of your glasses. Okay, but see how I just slid that right on there? And where you want to wear this type so that people get to see it is up here, okay? And then you can see when you put your mask on, you can just wrap the string of the mask right around the butterfly.